Hello and welcome to the video Export MySQL Database using Mysqldump. With me, Nam Haming from codejava.net. Through this video, I will guide you how to export or dump databases from MySQL Server to SQL files for the purpose of backup or import into another MySQL database server. I will show you how to export a single database, how to export some tables in a database, how to export multiple databases, how to export data from a remote MySQL server, and I'm using the following software programs: MySQL Server, MySQL command line client program to view the names of the databases in the server, and MySQL dump program. So in my Windows computer, I have MySQL database server running as the Windows service here. As you can see, the status of the server is started running here, and the MySQL command line client program can be accessed from the start menu. Type MySQL command line client here, and connect to the localhost MySQL database server. Enter password for the user root, and I am connected here, and type the command status, and you will see it is connecting to the server on localhost via TCP/IP here. You can see that's it. And MySQL command line client and MySQL dump programs come with the default installation of MySQL database server. So let me open the installation directory of MySQL Server on my computer. Program files, MySQL Server. Here you can see I'm using MySQL Server version 5.7, which is quite old at this time. But what I will present to you in this video can be applied with newer versions of MySQL Server. And you can see in the MySQL Server directory, the bin directory here includes various command line programs which we can use. And you can see in this video, I will show you how to use this MySQL dump program to export or dump databases to SQL files. So open a new command prompt window here and change the current directory to the bin directory of MySQL Server here, and type the command MySQL dump to verify that we have this program. And you can see it prints the uses of MySQL dump program. And we can also type the command MySQL to start the MySQL command line and client program. Now I'm going to show you how to export, how to dump a single database from MySQL Server to a SQL file. First, let's connect to the server using MySQL command line client program first. In the command prompt, type MySQL with the parameter -u, and username is root, and -p to tell MySQL command line client program that we will provide password, and hit enter, and it will connect to MySQL server on localhost and enter the password for the root user. Okay, I am connected to the localhost MySQL database server. Now in this MySQL command line client program, we can type the command show databases to view the names of all the databases available in the server here. So we can decide what exactly what database we need to export. Now let's export the database bookstore DB here. Okay, so then we need to open another command prompt to use the MySQL dump program. Change the current directory to the bin directory of MySQL Database Server, and I change the window command prompt to this. So you can see the command line, the command easily. Now, to export a single database, type MySQL dump dash u to provide username, root dash p to indicate that we will provide password, and then the database name is bookstore.db, and greater than character, and then the uh, name of the SQL file, for example, bookstore.db dash underscore dump dot sql, and this command will export the database uh, bookstore.db to the SQL file bookstore.db underscore dump dot SQL in the current directory of MySQL dump program. Hit enter. We got the error access is denied because we are going to create a SQL file in the bin directory. So it's better to use another directory. For example, I want to export the database to the D drive in the dumps directory here. Hit enter, and now you can see it requires to enter the password for the user root and type the password, and you can see it finishes silently. That means it has successfully exported the database books.db to the SQL file in this directory. Now let's open that directory and drive the dumps directory here, and you can see the SQL file books.db underscore dump here, and this is actually a text file, so we can open it using a text editor like Notepad++, and you can see the SQL statements in this SQL files here. If you want to include the create database statement in the exported SQL file, you need to specify an additional parameter in the command. Now, for example, I want to export the database contact DB here. So I type this command MySQL dump dash u username dash p to provide password letter and double dashes and databases and the name of the database contact db with the site, and then the directory to store the SQL files, and contact db underscore create underscore dump dot SQL. That's it, and hit enter, and we need to provide password, and let's check the directory, and if you see we got the SQL file created here, and let's open it using Notepad++, and you can see this time this SQL file includes the create database statement here. Now I'm going to show you how to export just some tables in a database, not all tables in the database, to a SQL file. Now in MySQL command line, client program, we connect to the database used bookstore db show databases sorry so tables, and I want to export only the users and customer table. So in the command prompt for MySQL dump, we type this command: MySQL dump dash u root dash p. Then the database name is bookstore db, and then a list of table names you want to export. Here I want to export only the table customer and users, and then specify the directory path to the SQL file bookstore users customers dot SQL and enter the password. Done. And let's check the exported. Here we got the exported SQL file bookstore users customers. Here let's open it in Notepad++, and you can see in this SQL file it contains the SQL statements for only two tables, customer and users. Here now I'm going to show you how to export multiple databases into a single SQL file. For example, I want to export these databases: bookshop, uh, sales DBs, and NamDB, three databases into a single SQL file. So in this MySQL dump command prompt, type MySQL dump dash u root dash p and double dashes and databases, and then a list of database names you want to export: bookshop, NamDB, and salesDB, and then the directory to the SQL file dumps some databases dot SQL. Enter and enter the password. Done. And let's check the exported file here. Here you see we got the sum underscore databases SQL file here, and let's open it in Notepad++, and you can see database bookshop here, database sales DB here, and database sales DB, database bookshop, and database sales DB customer, and NamDB here. So that's the command to export multiple databases into a single SQL file. Now, let me show you how to connect to a remote MySQL database server to export a database from that remote server. So here we need to use the MySQL command to connect to the remote server. We specify the parameter dash u and then the username of the remote server, name SM for example, and dash p to enter password letter, and dash h to specify the hostname or IP address of the remote MySQL database server. I have the IP address of the remote MySQL database server is 192.168.1.3, And optionally, you can specify the port number, dash uppercase B here, T306, or you can also specify the protocol. If it uses the remote database, the remote database server uses different protocols than TCP/IP. You can specify the protocol name here, protocol equal TCP, and enter the password. Sorry, I typed the wrong password. Okay, I have connected to the remote MySQL database server, and you can see the server version is 8.0.15, which is newer than the MySQL Server version on localhost, which is 5.7 here. And we can type the status command here to see, and you can see this MySQL command line client program connected to the remote server via this TCP/IP, via this IP address here. So that means we have successfully connected to the remote MySQL database server. And then we can show databases to list all the database names in the remote server here. So we can decide what databases we need to export. Now in the command prompt for MySQL dump, we type the command to export a database, for example, database shop me from the remote server here to a SQL file on this computer. So in the command prompt, we type the command mysql dump dash u and username dash p and dash h, and specify the IP address of the remote MySQL server. And then the database name is shopme, and then the directory of the SQL file book, sorry, shopme db dash underscore dump dot SQL. And we need to provide the password for the user name SM in the remote MySQL database server. We got as an error unknown database shopme because in the remote server the database name is shopme.db. Okay, type the command again and change the database name. Hit enter. I typed the wrong password. Okay, done. And let's check. Let me check. And here you see we got the shopme db underscore dump SQL file got created here. Let's open it in Notepad, and you can see the SQL statements here. Perfect, right? So that's how to export database from a remote MySQL server using MySQL dump program. To summarize, here's a list of commands which we have used so far to export a single database, export some tables in a database, export multiple databases, and export data from a remote MySQL server. I hope you will find this video helpful. Please subscribe and then like, comment and share this video. Thanks for watching.